Hi everyone. Well, I'm doing up some apples we had left over from Christmas. I'm putting them in the dehydrator because I like dried up apples. I think they're great. Real simple to do. I basically just slice them up. And then I don't bother coring them or anything like that. Get them dried up and as you can see, get down to that last one, last bit. Anyway, I put them in. I have some citric acid in there. You can use orange juice or you can use lime juice or citric acid, whatever you happen to have on hand. That'll keep them from turning brown. Pat them off. But that's not why I'm doing this video. What I'm going to talk about here is, I guess, unless you live in a cave somewhere, you pretty well know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East right now. Vis-a-vis Iran. It looks like the knobs may may attack Iran, or Iran may attack somebody, or it'll be a false flag, or whatever it is. Really doesn't matter what they're doing. For us, this could be, well, uh, not good in this respect. The Iranians have threatened to close off the Persian Gulf at the Straits of Hormuz. Now, I have no idea if they can do it or not. They say they can. They got a whack of weaponry, uh, and it is only 4 miles wide. And it's a pretty good possibility they could close it off. Now, it used to be, a year ago, 2 years ago, they used to say 40% of our oil comes through there. Now they got it down to 20%. So I figured there's some propaganda crap going on. So let's just say anywhere between 20 and 40% of our oil comes through there, or the world's oil comes through the Straits of Hormuz. If they close it down, uh, oil's liable to go. And how does this affect us as people who are not really involved in this? Well, I'll tell you how it's going to affect us. The price, the heat, your homes, electricity, heating oil, natural gas, electricity is going to go straight up. They estimate somewhere between anywhere from $150, anywhere from $150 on the low end, to possibly $350 on the high end. So what do people do? Well, the thing is that this could be an emergency situation for everybody. And if you do not have a wood stove or a fireplace, and you're going to have to keep warm, and this, closing off the straits could cause heating oil, in your home to go up from, it costs about $1,000 a barrel now. It could end up costing, $2,000, $2,500 a barrel. Unless you're real rich, that could be a problem. So basically, what everybody has to look at is that keep your oil tanks full. Don't let them get down more than halfway. Get a few extra jugs. But also do a plan for your warm room. And you want to have the ability to close off a room. Here, apple eating dog. You want to be able to close off a room and heat that room exclusively, right? So, you know, this is something that you really have to consider. Check out my video there, the very best way to heat your home. I talk about it, but you know, it's covering up the windows, and shutting everything down, and consider how to dress. Now, I've got another video that I'm putting up, how to dress for extreme cold. You can take the information that's in that and you can apply that to this situation. I think this is a serious situation. I think the knobs have finally come off the rails and decided that now's the time. Well, you know, I mean, it's just insanity. But you know, regardless of how I personally feel about it all, you know, I'm starting to consider on what I'm going to do. Now, I'm very fortunate I have the wood stove and I have plenty of firewood. A big problem for me will be transportation. But I do have my bike, so that gets 100 to 125 miles to the gallon, so that's okay. But you know, for people who are living in areas where you do not have the resources, such as a wood stove and you know, that type of thing, you're going to have to consider doing up a warm room and heating only that room. That means cutting off the heat to everywhere in the house. And just prepare, you know, be prepared for what might happen. Now, one of the big problems is dealing with family members, and if this happens, you're just going to have to sit down with them, and you're going to have to explain, folks, this is the way the situation is, and this is beyond our control, and we will have one warm room, right? This, you know, you know, this has got me. It's like all I can think of lately. That's why I haven't been putting up too many videos in the last little while. I've been focused on this, and but anyway, you know, just to sum up, I mean, you know, consider what you'll have to do to keep warm if heating oil goes through the roof, or natural gas, or however you heat your home. You're just going to have to deal with the situation. And remember, it's you know, adapt and survive. You know, just because something happens doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And I mean, it's you know, survival, whether it's in the wilderness or in any situation. It's you know, you just deal with it, right? It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to consider the situation you're in, and you just deal with it. And we're all going to have to deal with it. It's not dyed in wool. Maybe cooler heads will prevail. Kind of hoping so, right? But after all, we are dealing with politicians, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a lot of confidence in the world leadership these days. They seem to be on a course, and one of the things that got me kind of nervous is that they're actually making a plan to release 14 million barrels a day from the Strategic Reserve in the West. Now, I know that the American Strategic Reserve is about 700 barrels, or 700 million barrels, and I suspect Europe probably has least half of that. So let's say 1 billion barrels. At 14 million barrels a day, that's 71 days, right? If it's just the Americans going to release that, 14 million barrels a day, out of 650 million, that's around 50 days. The strategic reserve isn't going to last very long, and I suspect most of it will go to the military to try to reopen the straits, right? And you know, so anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Comment about it. Any ideas that you guys have, I'm open to new ideas. I don't have all the answers, and we've got, the great thing about YouTube. There's thousands of us out there, and if we put our heads together, we can actually, come up with some solutions to making our lives tolerable in a bad situation, right? So anyway, I've droned on and on and on until I foamed at the mouth and fell over backwards. Oh no, that's what politicians do. Anyway, till the next time.